Hey guys, it's Troy in central London coming at you with another video. So today I'm going to talk about why you should bring things to a climax as quickly as possible. Not in that sense, so don't be thinking that, you naughty, naughty bastards. Okay, so look, in life, right, things can drag on and on, but in storytelling, there's quite a, generally in Western storytelling, there is a structure, the three-act structure, which leads us through from an inciting incident, complications, to the climax, to some kind of denouement at the end of the story, or towards the end of the story. In life, though, there can be a temptation to avoid the climax. There can be a temptation to avoid the denouement for as long as possible, for a variety of reasons. But largely, it's around this idea of just kind of letting things slide. Let's see how things turn out. Let's just let it go. Don't worry about it today. Let's just see what happens. And, you know, in some ways, there's nothing wrong with that. In some ways, that's a good way to live. But it could also get you into difficulties, and I'm going to explain why in this video. As I say, there is this temptation, you know, and we've all been there, things like relationships, maybe you're with somebody and you're kind of not quite sure how things are going, and you sort of think, well, let's just see how it goes. Maybe you're in a job and, you know, it doesn't seem to be going that well, but you kind of think, all right, well, let's just chill, see how it goes, you know. Maybe things will improve next month, maybe they'll improve the month after, whatever. Or maybe you like somebody, this is damaging because this is like a one-itis type scenario. Maybe you like somebody and you sort of think, all right, well, you know, I'm not getting anything back from them at the moment. However, maybe at some point they're going to reciprocate and I'm going to, you know, be able to enjoy that, you know, getting together with that person, you know, at this indeterminate point in the future. And what you're really doing is you're putting off the ending, you're putting off the climax. Now the climax is, in the case of the relationship, it's going to be when them say yes or no. Yes, I'm interested in you, no, I'm not. In the case of the job, it's going to be, okay, is this working out for me or is it not? You know, in the case of you're in a relationship with somebody, you're like, well, okay, am I happy or am I not? You know, many things in the end are binary. And I mean, okay, yeah, there are always grey areas. However, in the end, you know, overwhelmingly, it falls on one side or the other side. So the argument I'm going to make now is that you need to move to the climax, you need to move to that denouement as quickly as you can. Why is that? Well, because otherwise you end up living in a grey area, and living in grey areas is not a particularly comfortable place to be, particularly when it's a situation where we're talking about one-itis or something like that. It's just not, you know, this drives people absolutely crazy. It makes people incredibly unhappy. It has all kinds of damaging consequences, stress, anxiety, worry, and they can become physical with things like headaches and migraines and all that kind of stuff. You know, living in a grey area because you're sort of awaiting the climax of something, but you're too scared to push for it. You're too scared to just to rush to the end. Is one of the worst places in many cases that you can be. Now, all right, okay, if you're dating somebody and it's the summer and it's all fun and you're having a nice time and you think, okay, I'll just see how things go, that's kind of okay. You know, I'm not saying this isn't a one-size-fits-all rule that you apply in every single case, but I am saying in those cases where you're becoming uncomfortable, it's much better just to push for the climax. It's much better to push for the denouement rather than not, okay? And, you know, the reason that we don't is partly because of comfort, and also, I'm afraid to say, it's also because of fear, because we're afraid to discover the truth, because the truth of it might be that actually, you know, we're not happy in that job and we're going to have to do something about it. The truth of it might be that girl or that guy doesn't like you, and so therefore you're going to have to revise your expectations, let's say, or you're going to have to basically, you know, look for someone else instead. And we don't want to know that truth. We don't want the negative, which is why we don't push. However, my point today is that actually that's incredibly damaging for us, and we should be pushing because it's better to know where you stand rather than to be living in this kind of limbo of hope where, you know, you may just be leading yourself on and you may be in for a sticky landing somewhere down the line. So that's my message for today. Get to the climax quickly, get to the denouement as quickly as you can, confront the person, sit down and be brutally honest with yourself about your situation. yeah, just do it. You need to do it. Okay, I want you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe below. I want you to subscribe to my daily email, link below. And also I want you to pick up my collection of 11 books called Renegade Dating Blueprint about dating, game, sexual marketplace, all that wonderful stuff on the link below for just $39. I will leave it there. Bye-bye.